What is up, everybody? Jimmy Rage here, and in today's video we're going to actually talk about CTR Nitro Fueled versus Mario Kart 8. Now, the reason I feel like I need to talk about this is CTR Nitro Fueled is right around the corner, and people are probably going to be switching from Mario Kart to CTR, depending on what consoles you are or what console you prefer. I know I'm going to be playing a lot of CTR, and I have played a lot of Mario Kart in the past. And one thing I can tell you just from my personal experiences, they are not by any means the same game. They are completely different in every way. Well, anyway, let's jump into it. One of the biggest core mechanics I want to go over first is snaking. In CTR, it works way differently than Mario Kart. If you played Mario Kart, it's very straightforward. You just drift, you jump, drift. And you kind of hold that drift until your spark lights up yellow. The longer you hold it, the bigger boost you get. If you hold it too long, you'll burn out. Basic, straightforward. It's a very similar mechanic to when you take off, right when it hits one or the green light, whatever you want to call it. So in Mario Kart, the way that works is when it gives you the little 3, 2, 1 countdown. At 2, you'll hold the accelerate button all the way until it says go, and you'll get a boost from it. CTR, it's definitely a little bit more precision based. It's a little more timing based. As when you snake in CTR, when you drift, depending on what character you're playing as, because that actually does matter, different characters have different stats. Depending on what character you're playing as, going on a straightaway can actually be a huge difficulty, because if you have a character like Crash Bandicoot, has a little bit of a tighter turn. So, if you try to do it on a narrow straightaway, you're probably going to run into the wall, which is going to make you reset inevitably. But the way you do it, it gives you a little sharper turn. You hold it for about a second. You hit L2 or L1, excuse me. You hit R1 to jump. You slide for about a second. You hit L1. You boost. You hold that drift. You go again. You hit it again. And then you hit it a third time after a third second if you haven't ran into any walls, or if there's no excessively sharp turns right there in front of your face. It can be a little tricky, especially on tracks like Oxide Station or Engine Labs, for example. Snaking can really prove effective, though, as it is kind of needed in CTR. One thing I've noticed about playing single player on Mario Kart is you don't necessarily have to do it. In CTR, you have to do it, and you have to do it often. CTR in harder difficulty modes tends to play out where your opponents drive a lot faster naturally, like a lot faster. I've played the hard modes without snaking, and they blow by you. You have to snake in CTR. You have to utilize boost mechanics. You have to utilize the weapons that you're given. It really forces you to use the game's mechanics, and I think overall, I think CTR is a little bit more skill-based in that regard. Now, I've played more Mario Kart Online, and I know a lot of the tricks with the Mario Kart is you have to pick the proper carts, the wheels, the parachutes, and everything to get a more adequate out of it. But I really feel like CTR Nitro Fueled Online is going to be a lot different. It's going to be way more skill-oriented. I think everything should be dropped neutral and force everyone to play to a more skill-oriented style of play. So to summarize, basically the big difference between the two is CTR is more precision and timing based, as you have to use very mechanic heavy, I don't know what you'd call it, but you basically have to utilize the mechanics to achieve maximum speed and minimum time trials through each track. Mario Kart to me just seems very much more rhythm based, as you gotta kind of have to keep more of a consistency in order to come out on top. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I will be putting out a tips and tricks for new CTR Nitro Fueled players, and they will change probably based on how Nitro Fueled looks and feels. I've heard that it feels basically the same, but we'll just have to see. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any comments, or if there's anything big that I missed, please leave it in the comment section below. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. I know there's probably a lot of you guys that are probably more in depth with CTR than I am, so you could probably give a better opinion. Anyway, Hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Without further ado, Jimmy Rage signing off. Peace.